Hello Anu, nice to have you
Hello.
here. Very pleasant good morning to you, and thank you for agreeing for this interview. Can you first introduce yourself before proceeding to the interview?
Welcome Raja. So my name is Anu and I'm a direct PhD scholar at IIT Hyderabad in the Department of Electrical Engineering. So I have done my BTech from Guru Ghasidas University in 2020. Then after that I joined as a PhD program here in IIT Hyderabad.
Okay, so nice to know about you. So as I can see, you are still in academia. So when are you graduating? Next year?
So basically we can't say about a PhD, but yeah, it will the academic program is 5 years. So I'll be graduating around 2026 January.
Okay, so we are basically conducting this interview for our project title as Navigating Career Dilemma Academia versus Corporate. So we are basically trying to figure out what are some of the main factors which generally influence the career decision in any student's life, both in academia or corporate. So in your perspective, what are some of the factors that influence your career trajectory, like work-life balance, financial aspects, or some other aspect? Can you shed some light on that?
First of all, this is a very good question, and we often come across some parts that confuse us a lot, like which one is better. So it varies person to person. First of all, academics is not like that. You have to only focus on teaching. People misconcept like that academics is only teaching. But if academics involves industry collaborations and all, so I think that will the best option that will have the both experience. But some other factors are also there, like money. In academics we are often come up with less money than industry, as we all know, but at the same time the peace of mind is good here, and as compared to a corporate. But here if you say some good top companies, there the people are not only focused on the industry oriented programs, but they are also focused on the research related. So in industry also you can find the role which is more aligned to R&D profiles. Okay, for example, in my related roles, if I consider some companies like Samsung R&D, this considers this physical layer research. Then Fujitsu, then there are some Qualcomm. If that companies they are taking PhDs, then I would definitely consider the industry as a first option. But if there are some companies which are more industry oriented and some pressure will be there, then I would definitely consider the academics over industry, because after 5 years of dedicated hard work, I don't really feel that we have to again go through that level of sacrifice that people usually go directly after graduation. So that type of perception is there in our mind. The first thing, the perception changes after you choose your career. So if I say that I am BTech graduate, or let's say even MTech graduate, so I'm just a BTech or MTech graduate, then I would not have a very much high hope from the companies which are hiring me. But now the the certain level of expectation has been reached that I have to get little at least this particular level, then only I'll consider the industry. If I get that type of thing, then I will definitely consider industry. And one more thing is, like, we should always have more and more experience. As a person, life is only one. So why to only waste in academics? So at the end, you have so many years to go to academics at the end. But what you don't have, first let's explore something. So exploring is there in good startups, is there in good industries. So better you go to some industry, then after that you can go to academics. Yes.
Okay, very nice to know about your perspective. So the next question is like, did you have inclination towards the academia right in the beginning, just after the BTech, or you just decided to go with the
Yes.
flow without knowing any of all this? Because many students right after the BTech are not able to figure out which is the best for them, academia versus corporate. So can you shed some light on that aspect also, on the basis of your
Uh,
experience?
so frankly speaking, if I consider my case, so when you graduate after BTech, you either look for something that will pay you, or either look for something that is that is higher studies related. So I was considering only MTech, and I feel that one should consider MTech or master's program before directly jumping to PhD, because PhD seems to be very different. Like it seems that we will do like a master's program, but not just a somber coursework. If you are not interested, you will end up in doing a lot bad things to you, because mental thing is also very important. But in my case, what I was thinking is like in less years I will be completing. I was not clear about that at that time, but I definitely at that time also I was not considering that I will definitely consider the academics option. I was thinking that it's easy to get the PhD after BTech or something like that. I was thinking, but definitely it is not the case. But I was looking for some MTech options, but MTech options didn't come to me whatever I wanted. So saw some direct PhD programs where my branch was available. I was very fixed about my branch. I am from the communication and signal processing, Raja. So there are some people who only consider VLSI, but my mind was stick about communication and signal processing from the BTech itself, because in VLSI people have more jobs, more pay, and everything. But communication, it's very hard to study, so people generally don't go. But still I was fixed about that, so I was not getting MTech options in some good IITs. So I considered this because I was stick with the branch option. But yeah, again, this was like a abrupt decision, we can't say about that. Yes.
Okay, so you have highlighted lot of pros and cons of both academia and corporate. Like you had mentioned that there's significantly less pay in case of academia as compared to the industry, but still there is a better work-life balance, a more job satisfaction in case of academia. So many students generally struggle
Yes,
between
yes,
these
yes,
two
sorry.
on the basis of that only. So right now there are a lot of option which blends the flavor of both academia and the corporate. Like in case of industry R&D, we get the both the benefits of academia, like better job satisfaction and better work-life balance. At the same time, we get a high pay. So in that case, will you recommend a student to go for that industry R&D option as compared to
Yes,
academia?
Raja. So I would definitely consider people definitely ask people to consider R&D options. Definitely, there will be like trade off of maybe pay, but mental peace is also very important in that. And whatever you like, you should do that. If one is interested in R&D, one should definitely go into R&D. Even the people who are done with MTech and some research kind of thing, they should definitely consider R&D over some hectic profiles. But again, there are some certain news, like I am very much interested in gathering the information about the mental pressure and all. I am placement coordinator from the last 2 years actually in my college. So I used to ask what is the mental pressure in your company and all. I used to ask to every companies, like every, because there are some people who already go went, because I'm PhD, I'm still here. There are some who went after beat MTech and all. So I used to ask them. So what I analyze is, no matter what companies you are getting, but if the work pressure is very high in that company, please take a second thought of joining that. You might have heard us a very good recent news about one girl. She was CA aspirant. She committed suicide just because of 4 months of work pressure. People don't think that it's like people want her. She was very brilliant student. Okay, very very brilliant from the childhood. So her mother letter was also there. Because of the work pressure, she gets suicide. It's not only the case of only one person. It's the case of many. So do you want to sacrifice your life with respect to money? Is the money everything? Don't you think that a decent pay can also make you a healthy life or normal life? Why to go very 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 towards a very very high pay? Rather you think about yourself, that is also important. So consider that the work pressure is one of the parameters to join any company. And if there is a decent work pressure, then do consider, go ahead. And the second option is always there for you. Don't worry that the options are not there. If the single ball miss a hole, then there will be several holes. So that's what I would like to say that even with the companies with R&D profile, there's a lot of peer pressure because people think that if I'm filing a patent, then there's a competition that other patent will be filed. So the lot will be in stress. So stress is not definitely one of the parameter that is degrading our health internally.
Okay, so as you highlighted, both industry and academia requires a lot of skills as well as a lot of experience. So can you tell what are the some of the skills should student focus so that they can get a better job in both academia as well as corporate?
Yes, so I'm very sure about this because what happens after PhDs in our college, even in IIT Madras, like your college, in IIT Hyderabad, in different colleges, in fact, the top universities, people are like us are doing PhD but still end up in getting no job. Be it industry academics, because for academics you require a very high skill of papers and all those things. So academics is second level that you will get. It's just a illusion that you'll definitely get. But when they try for the industry, they usually don't get. I am the placement coordinator, I have the data. But why? Because PhD is all about a single topic. You come up with a single a door, but when you go out of your PhD with a single hole, because that you are doing the same research over that area. So you are only skilled about that area. You are not considering about others. So do you think that industry will take you? No. Do you think that industry will consider you? No, they will definitely consider BTech over MTech or MTechs over PhD. Definitely, that is a scenario that they do. That's why the PhDs don't get respect generally because they don't get the job. So I feel that along with the PhD, you should definitely consider getting the skills. Maybe the teaching skill for the academics, because people don't have teaching skill also when they come to after completing the PhD. Teaching, be it the teaching skill, be it a coding skill, and as you mentioned, what are the minimum skills that you require as we eat, so that eating is important for a body. Similarly, the coding is required, the essential for a simple job, simple research, be it a research. Research is also acquired by coding. That's it. So coding is the must, and that too minimum two languages you should know. Second is data structure. Data structure enables the analytical thinking. The third one is the aptitude. If you are very much good with these three skills, then I think, and if you're very much good with your the PhD, because PhD is about luck. Okay, it may go into maybe you are very brilliant, but still because of the luck and something you're not getting a very high papers. But still, if you have three skills, you can get up in the ending good job. So these three skills are very must for everyone to consider. That's
Okay, so the next question is basically about the problem of brain drain. Many students in India, after their bachelor's, they want to pursue the masters abroad or even their PhD abroad instead of opting for the Indian opportunities. So, what do you feel like? What are the main factors which influence their decisions?
Raja, as I experience, I'm doing masters and PhD from the Indian Institute. As you also experiencing masters from the Indian Institute, do you think that is it worthwhile doing India? Do you think that people respect the degree that you are acquiring? No, people are not getting stipend timely also, not at all. In foreign, you will be getting a very high pay when you're doing PhD because it is considered as a job. But here people are depressed, they're not getting stipend, they're not have a family support, the guys are exhausting them. There are more cases in India as compared to foreign. So definitely the post graduation studies, or especially the PhD, one should, if they are interested in doing, they should consider abroad. Let me tell you a simple example. In India, p- guides. I'm not talking about one guide or so. There are some guides. There are exceptions everywhere. There may be some good guides, but if you say the average number of years in electrical engineering that takes PhDs, it's 7 years. In ISC, 8 years. In IIT Madras, I don't know about IIT Madras, maybe 6 or 7 years. In IIT Hyderabad, they have put the restriction at 5 years, but still they are going beyond this 5 years. So there's no time limit over this. Do you think that people of that young age want to go into that depression? Why? They want to enjoy their life. Enjoyment is secondary. They're not even getting a food because of that less stipend. Okay, I am lucky that I got a PMRF. Now the PMRF has been stopped from the last 2 years. What is the motivation to join PhD in India? Nothing. Just the depression. Nobody wants to join PhD in India because of these reasons. But if you consider simple example, suppose let's say Germany, because I have been to some countries for my international conference and have some friends. In Germany, people say that yeah, average year maybe 4 or 5, average year 4 or 5. They have excellent funding support. They'll be getting 3 lakhs in hand. They can easily save 1 lakh. When you have a money in your hand, you will say, you will definitely work hard, and their value is more than Indian universities. What is the QS ranking of IIT Bombay? Is 178. What is the QS ranking of Germany Institute? It's being below 50. So definitely, in fact, when they want to recruit also this assistant professor, do they consider us? No, they don't. So what is the use of doing here? Why do consider? Masters is another level. It's masters you can do, because in foreign masters, for masters one has to pay a lot if full funding is not supported. In Germany, it's full funding is always there, but in some countries, if it's not there, like US, they have to pay a lot. So definitely, India can be a secondary option. It is good because it is a fixed duration. Guide cannot torture beyond some fixed duration. It's fixed, and the rules for getting a master is also not very much. So better you can consider masters from Indian university, like top universities, but not PhD at all. Okay.
Okay, so you highlighted a lot of factors which generally influence a career in academia as well as corporate. Like you have mentioned about the job satisfaction, career dilemma, and the skills required, and the financial stability, etc. So, considering all these factors, how much would you rate a career in academia as well as in corporate in terms of rating 1 to 10? Whereas 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest.
Okay. Job satisfaction, definitely it's less than 5, like 4 or something. Uh, Sorry, pay scale is less than 5, because job satisfaction comes with money. What I feel is, because starting salary of assistant professor after getting tortured for 7 years is 65 or 70,000. They have to continue for something, yes. And if you consider the entry level toughness, if I score, that is very tough. So it is 2 or 3. But again, if you want to have enjoy a leisure life, campus and or something, then definitely it is 8 for academics. It actually depends. I'm more favorable to corporate than academics, but still, it's not like a bias. I'm just telling. If it is a good company and the work pressure is fine, then definitely the job pressure will be high because the pay scale will be high. Okay, and after experience, you'll be you can change and you can get more. So definitely, it will be 7 or 8 in that case. But yeah, if the pressure is high and you can't enjoy the leisure life, then definitely it will be 6. But still, it will be 6 more than that, because I don't think that if you are wise enough to decide which company to go, so you won't end up in getting a bad job. What I feel.
So, last but not least, the final question is like, if someone is really interested in one particular topic and he wants to know and delve deeper into that, so which would you recommend, academia or corporate? Because in corporate, generally they are focused on their topic of interest instead of the individual interests.
I think both, because industry R&Ds are more well organized, and they're having a proper flow, and you'll get, even if you're very much interested in one topic, even if you file a one patent, they'll pay you a lot. So satisfaction definitely comes with that. R&D, no, no, no. And if no, no, even if you are interested in particular topic, suppose you are interested in, I think I heard you're working in some machine learning for biomedical image processing, and your company is also in that. Okay, so best is yet only. Okay, you'll get more, you'll get everything. And definitely the industry R&D is named because that is based on that, right? And and if you are not getting anything and you want to join in academies, in that case you don't care about the money you are getting, because at some point of time, after some years of experience, you in professor also you'll be getting a stable income. That I agree, that will be equivalent to the industry that they are getting in the starting itself. But that takes time, the transition takes time, but that is stable. And you have some external features like the campus environment. It will be good for your upcoming kids and all. So the best combination one can have, one can be in industry, one can be in academics. That will be the best combination. One can enjoy a better life if one is married or somewhat like that. I i feel so. It's different from different person, as of now.
So finally, that is the end of interview, and thank you so much for giving your precious time. And we are fortunate enough to include your insights based on your personal experience
Oh,
in our project finding. Thank you once again.
okay, thank you. Bye.